Dad, can I have some money? Mom, can we get this? But why not? When I was young, I used to ask these questions without hesitation. Nowadays, I tend to keep these questions to myself, knowing the unfortunate reality of the answers. When I was around 8, I had a realization me and my family were victims of poverty. It was a school night, almost midnight, when I saw my mom in the living room making something by herself. I saw snacks, so I asked her if I could have one. And she said no. When I asked why and what she was doing, she told me she was making survival kits for the homeless. That night, I sat with my mom, helping her finish making around 200 survivor kits. I asked myself a bunch of questions later, like how much will survivor kits really help? Or can't they just get jobs? Oblivious to my environment. One day at my grandma's house, I was with my older sibling and cousin, helping my grandma and aunties load plates into the car that my grandma had made. I didn't know where we were going, so I asked my sister on the way. She told me that we were going to give food to the homeless. When we got there, everyone got out the car, but they told me to stay, so I sat in the back seat, peeking through the trunk from time to time. After that night, on the way home, I was more aware of my environment than usual. I watched the streets of Oakland until I got home, feeling very grateful. On a different occasion, I went to a sleepover at my friend's house that I have never been to before. I admired the place. Compared to my home, it was bigger, full of nice furniture, and they had a full fridge, which was one of the things that got to me the most. I felt envious. I always pictured myself fortunate, but I didn't know what fortune could look like. Coming back home the next day, I felt the urge to look in our fridge, to find it nearly empty. I had an understanding of my situation, but I still wanted to ask someone straight up, so I went to my older sister. I asked her, "Are we poor?" And she said pretty much, and continued to shed light on our situation. Growing up, this reality changed how I saw and did things. I asked for less. I refused when people offered to buy things for me out of shame. I would stay home instead of hanging out with friends, dreading having to pay for something I couldn't afford. I felt stuck, and most importantly, I wasn't happy. I hadn't realized I was limiting myself because I became suffocated to my environment. I began to reflect on what I was doing, and then I decided I could no longer be a product of my environment. I won't be discouraged by the trials ahead of me, and I won't ever lose my sense of self. Today, I'm content with myself and my environment, knowing I won't let my surroundings affect me and my struggles don't reflect who I am.